Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Rudolph Williams, and I've come this evening to talk to you about purchasing the right type of telescope. In recent years, viewers of the Earth have been treated to spectacular astronomical events. Meteor showers, lunar and solar eclipses, star clusters, and galaxies far, far away. It is no wonder then that the market for telescopes has skyrocketed. When it comes to purchasing the right telescope, it is very important that the buyer understands the importance of purchasing the right telescope for his or her money. This evening, my topic will be divided into three areas. Number one, I will introduce you to the three primary types of telescopes. Number two, the advantages and disadvantages of each. And number three, the most important aspect when it comes to purchasing a telescope. These aspects will be broken down into three areas: price, performance, and experience level. Now, let me introduce you to the first type of telescope we're going to talk about tonight. As seen in this illustration, this is what we call the refractor telescope. It is the oldest telescope by design and was created by Galileo about 400 years ago. The refractor telescope operates on a simple premise. It's a tube with a large curved objective lens on one end and an eyepiece on the other. Light comes in through the objective lens and focuses to a point. That point is magnified by the eyepiece on the other end of the refractor telescope. Now, the advantages of the refractor telescope is that it is easy to use and very reliable. And because it is in a tube, it also has less interference from outside environmental sources. The disadvantage of the refractor telescope is that it has a poor reputation due to the low quality of imported toy telescopes, which is not the refractor's fault. But also, the refractor telescope, even though it is reliable, it is very, very expensive. The next telescope that I want to talk to you about, as seen in this illustration, is called the reflector telescope or the Newtonian telescope. The Newtonian telescope uses a curved mirror and focuses incoming light on a second flat mirror, which directs the light to a convenient viewing position at the side of the telescope. Now, it was Sir Isaac Newton that decided to locate the eyepiece in the side of the telescope, which is why sometimes reflectors are called Newtonian telescopes. Now, the advantages of the Newtonian telescope or the reflector telescope, the advantages are that it's low in cost and is good for deep sky viewing. The disadvantage is that it's generally not suited for terrestrial viewing and the slight loss of image due to the secondary obstruction when compared to refractor telescopes. Now, the third and the final type of telescope that I want to talk to you about is called the catadioptric telescopes. I just shorten it and call it by its other term, the Cassegrain. The Cassegrain telescope uses a combination of lenses and mirrors. Basically, it's a combination of a refractor telescope and a refractor telescope. This telescope, the Cassegrain telescope, has excellent reviews. It's the best all-around telescope. It's excellent for viewing, has razor-sharp images, and is excellent for deep sky viewing. It has only one disadvantage that I know of. They are terribly, terribly expensive, but let me also add that it's worth the money. Now, I've conveyed to you three different primary types of telescopes: the refractor telescope, the reflector or Newtonian telescope, and the catadioptric or the Cassegrain telescope. I relate to you also the advantages and the disadvantages of each. Now, it's up to you to determine what is most important to you when purchasing a telescope: price, performance, or your experience level. All telescopes have some advantages or disadvantages. Now, I'm going to tell you, my preference is the good old naked eye or a good pair of binoculars, but it's your choice. Thank you for your attention.